My daily experiences that are complicated, I tend to put it into, writing lyrics, writing riffs, making visual art. To me, that's the healthiest thing to do with it. It's like a pressure release. Since I was a teenager starting to do this, trying to figure things out, the drive and the intention has always been the same.
People who thrive on being creative, it's just in their blood, in their nature. If they're not feeling any kind of artistic fulfillment, they kind of get a little nutty. The idea of I started today with nothing, and then now look what I did. I accomplished something today, and that's really just necessary for me for survival. One of the challenges with creative pursuits is you have to have the patience and the stamina to go down roads that don't result in anything. You have to be willing to abandon things that aren't working. And we've done that a lot. Writing the new album that we've been working on, there's a lot of material that didn't make the cut. Let's say 10% of what you do ends up being good. If you write 10 songs, maybe one of them is good. If you write 100 songs, maybe 10 of them are good. But if you write one song, there's only a 10% chance of that being good. So it really means like you've got to do the work. And I like the idea of kind of approaching it like a trades worker. Like, I'm going to work now, and this job requires time and patience and commitment in order to get a result that I'll be happy with.
It's a long process. It's not just the result. When I'm just sort of writing to have an outlet, typically it flows naturally. I treat it almost like a journal of sorts, just sort of like drips and drabs of notes and ideas here and there. And it sits dormant until we start writing and doing things. And sometimes I will hear a riff that will call to the phrasing of something that I remembered before, and I'll go and try to find it and be like, okay, this fits well. This fits the mood. This fits the overall sort of, aural vision of the song. Lately, I've been making just like a guide track. I want to make sure that I'm interpreting the riff the same way these guys are. I don't want to step on anything that's a musical idea. And even though the songs, they have like a basic rock structure in them, sometimes accents change a lot of how you perceive the song to be or to flow.
You kind of imagine loose vocal placement as we're writing instrumental stuff, but it doesn't really get fully fleshed out until we're recording. But then we're also willing to make, instrumental edits and stuff as need be.
I mean, we were just talking about that today. It's like maybe a verse is too long in a song.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, we didn't record a song today because there's a thing that's up for debate. We might edit a verse or something.
It happens, and that happens just on reflection of the song.
These days, in the last bunch of albums, every song has a different life. They're not all written the same way every time. Very few of them come in as fully formed ideas. I, for one, really love the magic of bringing an idea to the table that then morphs and changes, and by the end of the process, we have this gift, this song that the four of us have created together that didn't exist at the beginning of the day, and now it exists, and it exists in a form that not a single one of us thought it would become. It's like a thing that was there that we had to find, and we found it. There's something unexpected about what we found. Usually by the time we're done with a song, it's even hard to pinpoint like, oh, that was, their idea, and this other part was this other person's idea, because it's all been done so collaboratively and changed so many times that when it's done, it just belongs to all of us.
Yeah, you forget there's no ownership at that point. It's a complete collective sort of creation. Our lifestyles have changed in terms of just growing up, maturing, having families, having different kinds of responsibilities that we have to, balance. So it's a logistical management challenge for us to basically get together and make things happen. So typically it's like when we are going to write some music, go on a tour, we'll get together and we don't have those like weekly or monthly practices that a lot of bands typically do.
I think over the years, too, our confidence in each other has grown. And also we've grown as people, so there's less of a need to micromanage. I know that's been a problem of mine, probably why I'm a recording engineer. I have a hard time with wanting that control, but it's been great letting go of some of that as the trust has grown over the years. As the body of work has grown, each little detail seems, somehow less important. It's more about the overall body of work that has significance more than each individual song does. I like that we have this large catalog of stuff that's kind of all on par with each other. And part of that means that if I really feel strongly about one thing that the other guys aren't totally sure about, they're willing to let me have that. And just I'm willing to let them have the thing that they feel strongly about. The art of compromise has not felt so world-ending as it did when we were creating music when we were younger.
The art and music that connected with me, most of the artists have some sort of quality. It's always been a pure, honest thing about their songs and their craft, regardless of subgenre or style. I always wanted that true sort of honesty in a song. I didn't want things just to be entertainment. When I started wanting to create music and just be part of a music community, punk and hardcore was so appealing because it was always a raw nerve like that. It's a strange feeling because, you're connecting with it on a deeper level. It is entertaining you, but it's, I don't know.
I mean, music's best when there's an element of art and entertainment. If you have one that's purely one or purely the other, there's something sort of vacant about it. I like the idea of making the most of whatever medium you're working in. The big difference between live and studio albums is really the visual element of it. I think that sight is oftentimes a stronger sense for people than hearing, and seeing something happen might lead your ear to hear it in a different way. There's a lot of visual excitement that happens in a live show that was never replicated on a studio album, but it can in some ways be replicated in a live album.
They're both beautiful and equally chaotic in their own ways. Sometimes you're at a point where you are still doing something that you love and you appreciate that you're a part of and you're doing, but you're still burning out. You are overworked and there's a variety of stressors going on because you're giving everything you have to it. And oftentimes, by the time you're towards the finish line of that creative process, you don't even know or even have the capacity to know and relate to the music in a non-subjective way. Like, you don't even like it anymore. You're confident because you're building the art and you've done it before, but like, you're burnt out from the process that's supposed to be fulfilling you.
That's when it becomes work.
Yes,
and not
exactly.
until then.
And that brings it back to almost feeling like a utilitarian sort of pursuit. Just put yourself in check. Make sure that you're aware that you're doing something really positive in this world. And, as Kurt said, it ends up becoming part of your psychological makeup. It becomes part of who you are, and it'd be hard to recognize yourself without having that, having that sort of pressure release.
Yeah, like I don't know how you define what work is when the work is your identity. I'm constantly risking consistency for that chance that I might happen upon something unique and exciting.
I'd love to know your answer. What's changed about Jacob, if anything?
No.
I think he's become incredibly consistent of a person.
Yes, I try to be consistent because that's part of my process, similar to how he has certain processes of trying to get out of his own way and not, like we were talking about engineers who just like have a system or whatever. My system isn't a system like that. My system is consistency in terms of I try to do the same things and in repetition to get good at them over and over again. Because I think that everybody has natural talents that they find and, you know, things that are interesting that they develop over time. But I think more than anything, if you just do the work of whatever you're trying to do, you will get closer to those goals. And so I just live that way. When you meet somebody, especially when you're that young, you know, like I see the same teenager that I met when I was a kid when I see Kurt, but now he's a mature man with a family and, you know, a successful business person and creative entity and doing a wide variety of like really interesting things, and it's really beautiful and awesome to see. But still, I still see the same person that I met when I was a kid.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And I think that's specific to us and our relationship, but I think that's probably a common narrative for people that connected with others in the community that we're a part of. I think it's a common story and thread that goes throughout a lot of hardcore and punk rock people, and I think that's what's so beautiful about the community itself.
I also think there's this thing that happens in someone's lifespan, and you can really see it in music, is that young people act very instinctively, like teenagers. And then people get to like college age and they start to get a lot more calculated about how they do things.
Sure.
And then they get a little bit older and they go back to trying to find how to act more instinctually. And I think a lot of what we've done in our new album doesn't sound like what we did when we were teenagers, but I think we're trying, getting back to that place of not overthinking things, not approaching an album with some sort of premeditated idea about what that album could be, but just approaching it with this openness to following inspiration.